10th deadly sin, interestingly, is a bit related to what I just spoke about, which is flawed partnerships. This includes everything from business partners, co-founders that started a business, and now they don't see eye to eye. The business has potential, the business is doing well, but because the owners of the business, the co-owners of the business, are at each other's throats, that business can no longer thrive. And it's a very painful thing. It is something I've experienced. Mic check, mic is good. It's something I've experienced firsthand. You see a business that has potential, but because the people who started the business can no longer say eye to eye, either because there's a clash of interests, clash of egos, clash of personalities, whatever it is. Bottom line is that the tussle, the conflict between the people who own the business makes it impossible for the business to continue. And there are a couple of ways these things happen. One is when you're starting a business and you don't clearly define the roles, the contributions, and the compensation of everybody who is coming together. You say, oh, the three of us are friends and we decided to start that business. And because the three of you are friends, maybe there's this unspoken agreement that the three of you equally own the company. You didn't sign any agreement. It's not written anywhere. You've not registered the company. So there's really no documentary evidence that the three of you own this company. Only for you to find that one person just one-ups everybody and takes charge of the whole thing. I'm sure you've watched the movie. I'm sure you've watched the movie about the Facebook story. You know, the drama that ensued between the co-founders of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg and his co-founders. You see, that sort of thing is much more common than you can imagine, where people come together to start a business. There's an understanding in the beginning, but because roles are not defined, because contributions were not defined, because compensation, what you will get, was not defined, it can lead to these flawed arrangements that sometimes can even harm. It strains relationships because many times these were your friends, colleagues, childhood friends, relatives, right? It strains these relationships because things were not defined. And as a result, the company cannot really function. I've seen instances where the person was forced to shut down the company and go and start up another company because he just wanted to get out of that arrangement. And it happens a whole lot. So these flawed models are quite common. The second instance is when you share equity too early. Using the same analogy I started, you have a couple of friends who start a business, 3 friends that started a business together, and they said, you know, all of us are coming together, and in the spirit of equality, we're going to split the ownership of this company into 3 parts. Each of us will own 33.333% of this company. Or let's even make it even. You have 4 friends that are coming together to start a business. One person brought the idea, the other one has, you know, all of them essentially came together to start this business. There was friends in school, right? 4 of them came together to start this business, and they've agreed to share the equity 25% each. So it's even. Now that you've shared the equity, you've registered the company, the business has started, you now notice that 2 of your friends are not participating as much as they used to. They are now making excuses. They are no longer even interested in the business. They are doing all sorts of things. But guess what? Your hands are tied. You have already shared equity. You have already given them 25% each. Even though, despite all the problems the business is going through, despite all the things you are doing, you're focused on this business full time, right? These other guys are just loafing around. They are co-founders on paper, and they have the ownership, the certificate to prove it. The problem was that you shared equity too early. Equity should normally be shared based on the contributions that people are bringing in. Equity is supposed to be dynamic, not static. So the static way of sharing equity is something that you need to rethink if you're going into business. People need to get equity on the basis of what they are contributing to the business. This is a subject, this is a topic I've dealt with extensively. We have a course inside of the BMG that's titled Business Valuation and Equity Splits, how to value a business properly and how to split the equity. You're going to learn a lot about when and how to share equity and more about the dynamic equity splits I just spoke about. But sharing equity too early can be a problem when you are starting a business. If you're interested in learning more about the topics I offer when it comes to starting, building, and growing a business, this is your opportunity to join my community. It's known as the BMG. I provide extensive courses on different topics and challenges that afflict business owners, from how to optimize your profits, how to manage costs, how to boost your sales, how to develop processes, how to scale your business. There's a whole lot that I can teach you. If you want to go deeper into my content, this is your chance. Go to the link on your screen right now, join thebmg.com.